everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, March 13th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you some of the names on our watch list, stocks that are holding up well, showing some good relative strength, and ideally are not yet too extended in their move. As always, this video is powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily, curating stock ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to the lists with a link in the description of this video. So we got 5 names to look at today, 2 from IBD, 3 from our watch list. First one comes from IBD's list. This is DIN, and what we can see here with Dine Brands is that we have essentially this pullback setup right into a gap fill today. I think for any of you traders that like those gap fills, like the pullback trades, you kind of got both working for us today. 9 days down in a row, followed by the fill and sort of outside reversal session today. So a little bit of an actionable signal there. If we just zoom out a little bit, this has had a quite strong, I think 50% up year already, or at least at the time of topping out at $100. Pulled back for 9 days, filled the gap, seeing buyers kind of step in here. MACD still in positive territory, something to look at here. Shorter term pullback. I think this one looks fairly interesting. Next up is Match. This is a repeat. Don't like to repeat names on back-to-back weeks, but I still just like the setup here, and it's still quite actionable, so I'm going to put it back on here. This comes from, I think this is actually on both our lists, IBD and myself, but Match here for fairly clear reasons. It's back to kind of retested the $60 highs here that it failed in September. It had this brilliant run throughout the first 3-4 months of this year. It's still pulling back pretty orderly fashion, and note just the volume pickup here over the past couple of days as this tries and attempts to sort of break out from this downtrend. We're still in a downtrend, we're still in a pullback. Maybe this never triggers, but if it does, $55 or so, or $55.50, that to me seems like an interesting spot to pay attention to Match for some type of trend continuation to the upside. So those two there from IBD. Next up is a coal name, HCC. So a weekly chart, I think, tells the good story here, and really, this is a great looking price action pattern. This is a long-term, this is a weekly chart we're looking at here, but essentially we had this nice run up in 2017 into the beginning of last year. It topped out just over $30, about 30, all the way up to $33. And then for the past over a year now, about 14 months, it's been moving sideways here in just really kind of building out, firming up a pretty, a decent looking base here. Still yet to be seen whether or not it actually breaks out, but we are kind of flirting back with resistance. We've continued to fail around $30 over the past 6, 7, 8 months. So we're going to be looking in the coming days and weeks. Can we break through $30? Can we start to resolve this higher? Can we start to trend higher? If we look here on a daily chart, you can see we're getting kind of close back to where we keep failing at. So HCC, one to keep on the watch list, might be a longer term play there. Next up is DXCM. So this one here, again, let's go to a weekly chart just because I think this will tell the better story, or the cleaner story. Is essentially, we've had this nice uptrend in place since early 2018, had a move from, call it $50 all the way up to $150, so about a 300% advancement in about 12 months, which is quite impressive. And now it's basically moving sideways here around $150. It's failed to break out a few times over this general area, and you can see now it's kind of working itself back up to retest it. So we have this kind of nice new base that it's formed over the past couple of months. We'll see if it can take out 153. It just failed there about last week. I think this was earnings here, high volume session on the 22nd. Lots of sort of price memory here. So for me, if this can start to rally above 153, then it looks like the coast is clear for a potential move higher. Last but not least, this one here probably does have a little more eyes on it, pot stock CGC, but this one is setting up fairly nice here for some type of directional move. We're seeing compression right now, both in volume and volatility after this nice early start to the year. Take a look at all the volume that came in here in the first few weeks in January as this pushed off of the lows, ran all the way up to $50, and for the past, let's see, 6 weeks, just about 6 weeks. It's really just been tightening up, kind of flagging out here for a potential, what could be potentially a continuation pattern, but still yet to be seen. I like the dry up in volume. I like the increase in volume on this run higher. So for us, we'd be looking at a move outside of sort of this downtrend line here. So call it 48.50 or so if you want to be aggressive. $50 or so if you want to give it a little more room, or if you're looking to really just kind of clear this prior pivot, you get around $51. Do have a decent amount of prior supply in here, so generally don't like trading right into a kind of a bundle of supply, but it, seemed to have gotten washed out here over the past, over this 50% slide. So interesting one to watch. It's definitely one that can move, and it's very much a headline sort of stock or industry right now. So CGC, that's the last one to pay attention to. Tough day today, underperforming. Maybe this never triggers, but something worth watching. So that is it. That's the names, 5 names to take a look at this week. Hopefully these names are helpful, fits your strategy. As always, do your own homework. Make sure you understand how this fits into your own strategy, how it fits into the market environment. Don't trade any of these blindly just for a listing in this video. I surely don't. So, make sure you're aware of that. So that is it. Thanks so much as always for tuning in. You can subscribe on our YouTube channel, follow us on the Trade Risk blog. That's it for me. Have a good day, and talk to you in the next video update.